My narcissistic mom uninvited me to her wedding because I looked like my father and her boyfriend didn't like it. That's how she lost all her children. I 15F am my mother's only daughter, whom she has from her previous marriage. She has 3 children, the rest being 18, 16 boys. This is important to know. Last week, my mom was talking with one of her friends about the color she wanted the bridesmaid dresses to be. My mom had been planning this wedding with her new boyfriend for the past 2 months or so. They have been engaged for about 1 year. The wedding is in December, and on the day before my birthday, me and my mom have been planning a party for me around the same time she was for the wedding. She insisted it was all right, and that her boyfriend and she would go on their honeymoon the next day. While she was talking, I asked her when we were going to look for my dress, since she had asked me to be the flower girl. I could see the disappointed look on her face when I asked her, which confused me. She responded only a few minutes later and said, "We'll talk about it later." A few hours later, my mom came to me. I thought she was going to talk about the dress situation, but instead she sat me down and explained how her new boyfriend thought it'd be a better fit for their 3 daughters to lead the wedding. Whatever, I was cool with that. But it's important to note that my mom has always wanted all girls. I was a girl, but I looked too much like my father, which caused a strain in our relationship. My dad explained to me how my mother had postpartum when she had me, and just couldn't connect with me because of it. So when she gave birth to my 3 younger stepbrothers, who all looked like her triplets, 6 years old, she was obviously overjoyed. It hurt to see, but I was happy for her. My brothers had a similar experience, but were significantly better because they looked more like her. I know this is an overly dramatic thing to say, but sometimes I feel like my mother didn't feel as connected with me at birth, because I was a letdown right out of the gate. After she was done, I asked her again about the dress because I still didn't have one. Again, that same disappointed look on her face came before she told me I wasn't invited to the wedding, simply because her boyfriend thought I would upset his family because I was from my mom's previous marriage, and he didn't like my dad. She also explained how my birthday isn't happening either due to him wanting to go on their honeymoon right away. It turned into a screaming match, with me yelling, "I'm sorry, I don't look like you enough for you to love me. I'm sorry you were too conceited for you to get over the fact that I look like my dad." I was kicked out by her boyfriend within the same hour because she had cried to him about what I said. All my brothers know what happened and have now refused to go to the wedding, which upsets her even more, though I don't care about how she feels right now. My brothers had an actual relationship with her, and I probably just messed it up by letting my anger get the best of me. AITA, edit. I live with my dad full time. There isn't any custody agreement that I know of. I usually visit my mom on my own free will, or when she asks me to come over, so I'm not obligated to go over there. My parents were only married 2 years prior to having my second brother, divorcing after his birth. They dated after the divorce as a way to make up with each other, but it didn't work out. But they had me. Edit. All my brothers are full blood. The girls my mom had are half blood. I said step because I don't consider them to be related to me, because I've never been in the room with them for more than 5 minutes due to my mom not allowing it. My brothers were only invited because her boyfriend actually likes them, and his family getting pissed that there was an excuse to exclude me. I honestly don't care anymore about the situation, seeing as how my brothers got my back. As for my dad, he's been threatening to call CPS. But I've talked him out of it, because I don't want to get the 3 girls involved, despite there being no relationship. Update. This is going to be a long post, so here is the TLDR. My mom tried guilt-tripping me and lost all her kids in the process. A video of my post showed up on my mom's phone today, which resulted in her showing up at my dad's house unannounced. My dad only allowed it because he thought being closer would be the best thing for me right now, because he knows I'm over my mom. We had a nice, long chat about how sorry she is for making me feel bad and how she wishes to make things right with me. I didn't say more than a word to her the whole time, but she didn't notice because she liked hearing the sound of her own voice. Needless to say, it ended with her hugging me, thinking she won. But instead it turned into me deciding to never speak with her again. I'm not going to go into detail about everything she said, but this is what stuck to me. He said sorry for not being close, but turned it on me, saying I never made an effort. He said sorry for not talking to me until now about what happened, but called me immature for posting about it online. Kind of fair. She told me she would never love a man more than me, but would make more sacrifices. She told me a phone works both ways. Last but not least, she said she was sorry. But until things calmed down with her husband, I was going to have to get my stuff from her house and stay with my dad. While she was talking, she also told me a long story about how she knew it was wrong to uninvite me and cancel my birthday, but her boyfriend made her. She said she wanted to contribute, but said it was me or him. Guess who she chose? Everything she said to me kind of made me realize how I was wasting my time ever being in her life. I realized she created so many issues for me growing up, and it was all because I never got an answer as to why she never liked me. While I did get love and support from my dad and brothers, I felt like I was missing something by not getting the same from my mom. The thing that makes this worse is that by doing this, I'm losing the ability to ever receive those things. But it's for the best since my mental health has suffered enough. After she left, I found out from both my brothers that she tried talking to them also. My second oldest brother told me he only let her get about one paragraph in before silently leaving the room when she came to me. She also tried talking to my oldest brother by showing up at his apartment without telling him. She banged on the door for like a good 20 minutes and only left until someone threatened to call the police. It's funny how desperate she gets when she knows she messed up. Anyway, drama happened between my dad and me a few days ago that I'm just hearing about from him. My mom's boyfriend threatened to sue him for custody of my brother because he couldn't keep true family apart. If that's not funny enough, my dad told him to go right ahead, because I'm sure the court would side with a convicted drunk driver. I'm not sure if that's true, but from what my dad told me, the boyfriend hung up immediately. Anyway, that's it for now, and thank you all for the support. Second story. My fiancé left me after he found out I had a gangbang. I've been with my fiancé for 2 years and engaged for 2 months. I can go on and on about how great he is, but I won't waste your time. He's awesome. He and my sister's boyfriend have gotten really close over the past year, and they talk at least twice a week, whether on the phone, FaceTime, or just hanging out with all 4 of us. Sister has been with her boyfriend since high school, so obviously her boyfriend knows me very well as my dating history. Last weekend, because of the quarantine, we all thought it would be fun to drink and hang out over FaceTime. It was a FaceTime double date, and we all had a blast. Laughing and playing drinking games, we all partied for over an hour. And that's when I was over it and decided to leave the party to call my sister directly without the boys in another room. My fiancé and her boyfriend stayed on FaceTime and continued to get drunk together. During this time, I couldn't hear SHT because I was in another room and was talking to my sister. Her boyfriend goes and tells a bunch of stories about my college days and how many guys I hooked up with. Just so everyone knows, I don't know the actual number. My first 3 years of college were literally one giant party. Without being too descriptive, I admit I was excessive. But at the time, it was just what we did. I was single during that time, and I and my friends did a lot. With a slot of guys. Most of them I couldn't even pick out of a lineup. But again, I was in college. Anyway, at one of the parties I went to, I ended up hooking up with 4 different guys at the same time. This is relevant later. My fiancé is handsome as F, and I know for a fact that he's been with several women. We talked a lot about our past at the beginning of our relationship. I wasn't 100% honest with mine, and I can only assume that he was. After everyone hung up, me and my fiancé were laying in bed and about to go to sleep when he just calmly asked me, "Did you get gang-danged in college?" My response was, "WTF, why would you ask that?" That's when he told me everything that my sister's boyfriend told him. He told me details I'm not even sure are 100% true because, again, blurry. But a lot of the information was accurate, so I just told him yes. It was one time. He continued asking questions about the other stuff, but the gang dang thing kept coming up, and he had a lot of questions about it that I answered to the best of my knowledge. Fast forward to Wednesday. Things had been fine and normal on Monday. But on Wednesday, there was radio silence. He hasn't texted or talked to me in 3 days. The breaking point was tonight when he came home from work and asked me, "Are you friends with any of the guys on Facebook?" Again, not lying to him, I admitted that yes, I was friends with all of them. He left a few hours ago, and I have no idea where he is or what he's doing. I'm tempted to call the cops, but I feel like that will just make it worse. I feel like garbage. I hate my sister's boyfriend right now, but maybe it's not even his fault. Maybe I should have been more honest. I'm so lost. He is the best thing to ever happen to me, and I've never seen him like this before. Is this the end? He refuses to return my calls or texts. Relevant comments from OP. I told him a lot of stuff that I did. I happened to leave the worst part out. Does everyone's husband or wife know every single partner they each have? Yes, there was a lot of stuff. He asked about all of it, and I answered everything. The only thing that he kept coming back to and asking questions about was the worst part. Update. This is the second time I'm updating because my first one got deleted. He eventually came back in the middle of the night, and we talked until the morning. We both agreed that he needs to distance himself from the relationship while figuring stuff out. He admitted the only thing he cared about was the gang dang, and he told me he couldn't get the visual out of his head. He then told me about a threesome he had in college, which I think is totally made up, and he just wanted to get a rise out of me, but who knows? It just sounded so unbelievable, and it felt like he was trying to get back at me. We did make love before we went to sleep, but it was not good. And by not good, I mean he felt like he was just trying to punish me once again. Everything was weird, from the kissing to the ending being vague here, because this part is probably what got my post deleted last time. He left in the morning to go stay with his parents, and I haven't seen him since. We still text every day, but it's different. Everything is different, and at this point, I'm almost positive we aren't going to get married. And again, at this point, I'm okay with that. I know I messed up and I know I lied, and all I can do is live and learn. As soon as this quarantine ends, I plan on using my work program that helps people find therapists. It's part of my benefits, and I've never used it before, and I'm legitimately excited to start working on myself for the future, whatever may happen between me and him. Now, to everyone who left me nice messages. I couldn't reply to you all, so I'm just saying thank you for your help and your advice. None of you know me, and you are all awesome, and I wish everyone nothing but the best. To the people who left me horrible messages, yes, I read all of them. No, your names do not hurt me. I am not perfect and never claimed to be, and I know I have a lot of work to do. But I hope all of you have happiness in your perfect relationships with yourself and good luck with everything. Also, I just want to point out that there was some confusion about who I was friends with on Facebook. It was just the 4 guys from the gangbang that I was friends with, not every guy I'd ever been with. And I've since deleted every single one of them. Again, my fup. Live and learn. Relevant comments from OP. I have over 3,000 friends on Facebook. I don't talk to or interact with 99% of them. I admitted I messed up, and it's not like I was checking their post. Very stupid. You're right. If only every 19-year-old girl could be so smart and always do the right thing. Thank you for your comment. I wasn't staying in touch. I hardly ever check my Facebook. I have thousands of friends on there. I don't even know what they are up to or what they are doing. But I admit I messed up. I understand all the points of view here. It's possible he is not the one. There is someone out there who won't judge me for my past, and that's who I will find. Thank you for your comment. You nailed it. Back in the day, you used to accept anyone and everyone as a Facebook friend. Nowadays, I literally go weeks without so much as even opening the app. Thank you. I'm not going to cut contact. We still text every day, and believe it or not, no matter if he doesn't want to marry me, he's my best friend. I messed up, but that doesn't mean he automatically stops caring about me. Thank you, though. I'm done lying. Whether admission or omission, I won't be dating anyone for a while until I do some work on myself. Thank you for the comment.